Jungkook is a super rich college dude who insulted you in public for being poor. And now, in order to seek your revenge, you are planning to gold dig Jungkook. In order to watch the previous parts of this video, please check out the playlist titled Revenge. Want to go on? Jungkook asked softly. No, don't be silly, it's for kids. Then, looks like we are kids. Jungkook, this is ridiculous. This is for kids. I protested, repeating myself for the 5th time in a minute. Oh, come on. You act like a kid half the time, so why not? And besides, I know you want to go on. Okay, maybe I want to go on a little. Perfect. Even though I was perfectly capable of doing myself, Jungkook helped me to enter into the platform. I couldn't help but notice how much more touchy Jungkook has been lately. Any opportunity there was to hold my hand, tap me, rest his hand on my back, he would run for it. I made my way eagerly over to a white plastic horse. I turned my head to try and figure out where Jungkook was, but it was prevented by the sensation of someone wrapping their arms around my waist. Here I am, I heard Jungkook mumbled against my ear. Jungkook, what are you doing? I angled my head back to look at Jungkook. When I found his face inches away from mine, the panic I felt further intensified. I made strange shapes with my mouth. What? Why the hell are you on my horse? I finally stammered out. Oh right, I thought if we shared one, more people could get on the ride. You don't mind, right? Jungkook asked, his breath causing goosebumps to brush against my bare neck. Well, I guess not. I swallowed nervously. I closed my eyes in embarrassment, hating this side of myself Jungkook seemed to bring out in me. Soon, the merry-go-round started up, and the horse we were on started bobbing up and down in a smooth, regular fashion. I smiled like a fool as the wind brushed against my face. Satisfied, Jungkook whispered against my ear. I angled my head his way and swallowed, finding those gorgeous green eyes of his inches away from mine. My eyes drifted over his face, his jawline, and those full gentle lips. I slowly nodded my head. Good. Jungkook smiled, his eyes twinkling joyfully. The more I stared at Jungkook, the more I felt the burning desire to lean in. But suddenly, the ride started to slow down and came to a halt. Okay, come on. Fun is over. Let's go, Jungkook said as he started to unwrap his hands around my waist. Wait, I said, suddenly as I grabbed his wrist. What? Can't bear for me to let you go, Jungkook whispered jokingly against my ear. No, you delusional idiot. Give me your phone. Why? Give it to me and I will show you. You know, we really should get off the ride before we get in trouble and... Jungkook! Alright, here is my phone. You nutter. Wait, let me do the password, Jungkook said as he reached around me for his phone. To distract myself, I focused on what Jungkook was typing. It was difficult to make out since he was typing so fast. It was something that began with S and ended with an O, D and S. Here you are. Jungkook unlocked the phone. I quickly clicked on his camera app. What are you doing? Jungkook questioned as he stared back at the camera in confusion. Taking a cute picture. Now smile. Jungkook rolled his eyes but humored me by snuggling up closer to me. His smile was contagious and I snapped picture after picture. Jungkook then surprised me by suddenly moving his head and pressing his lips into the crook of my neck. when I was midway through taking a picture. Jungkook, relax, I need a good photo to wave around in Noah's face. Oh, I said stupidly, my heart throbbing slightly with what I feared was disappointment. As we walked further, a little tent in the corner caught my eye with a signpost labeled fortune telling. Come on, that's where we are going next, I announced bossily. I can't believe you are into this fortune telling crap. You know, they are feeding you lies to get your money, he said annoyingly. As we walked deeper into the tent, we saw an elderly looking lady. She looked as though she was meditating as her eyes were closed. Maybe we should go. She seems a little preoccupied. Suddenly, the woman opened her eyes and smiled. Oh, you wouldn't want to leave before I could feed you lies, would you? She chuckled smoothly with her eyes fixed on Jungkook. My eyes widened in embarrassment, and I slapped Jungkook's shoulder. Look what you have done, you idiot. She totally heard you. Hey, don't slap me. Don't worry, dear. Not everyone is blessed with an open heart. Anyway, sit. Jungkook joined me reluctantly. However, I didn't miss Jungkook's comment about how this tent needed a dust extraction. Luckily, she didn't seem offended at Jungkook's rude behavior and merely smiled. Which of you has come here to get their truth heard? Both of us, I said quickly. No way, I'm not doing this weird spiritual shh. I gave Jungkook a very warning look. Fine, whatever, I will do it. Excellent. I shall do you first, dear. If you wouldn't mind giving me your hand, she said as she turned to me. Of course. She cupped my hand gently and then closed her eyes while rubbing small little circles around the heel of my palm. Slowly, the woman opened her eyes. Yes, I have got an incredibly strong reading for you, she said after a few seconds. Really? Let's hear it, I said with an excited smile. She cleared her throat. You are what I call an eagle case. Jungkook snorted on the word eagle and poorly tried to cover it with a cuff. Sorry, ignore him. Please continue. Don't worry, some of us have more juvenile souls, she said sassily, looking Jungkook up and down. Anyway, as I was saying, an eagle case is what I call someone who is being a strong and fearless warrior on the surface, but is suffering deep within. I can see much turmoil in you and confusion, and my advice to you is to do what you fear the most. You are working with a strong force, my dear. It will fight and will win. All I could do was stare, feeling at a complete loss for words. I managed to force a smile. Thank you. It's your turn next, I whispered as I turned to Jungkook. Jungkook looked a little shaken from what the lady had said. The lady repeated the same gripping motion with her eyes closed as she did for me, and opened her eyes. You have got a very strong message. She chuckled, her eyes almost smiling at Jungkook as she spoke. I could tell from Jungkook's eyes that he was nervous. Let me guess. A tall, dark man is going to sweep me off my feet, he joked. Ah, Jungkook, always hiding behind your sarcastic jokes, she smiled. Jungkook's smile fell off his face, and as did mine. Now, Jungkook watched her cautiously. What I saw for you is, you are suffering a lot in life. Life has been cruel to you, so you are angry, hurt, and above all, scared. And right now, you are especially scared because something is challenging your ability to push people away like you want to. Something is gripping at your heart, so painfully tight that You feel like you can't even breathe, she said, piercing into Jungkook's eyes. Jungkook looked as though he had seen a ghost. My advice to you, Jungkook, is that this thing that burst into your life is a gift, not a curse. Trust that it is real and it will set you free. The whole room went silent as she finished, and the only sound in the tent was the rhythmical tick of Jungkook's watch. How much do you owe me? Pulling out his wallet, Jungkook asked bluntly. The woman paused and then smiled. I don't charge. No charge? She nodded. Here, take it. I'm not running a business, she repeated. Well, okay then, Jungkook said as he slowly put it back in his wallet. Come on, Ryan, let's go. Both of us walked out of the tent in silence, neither of us knowing what to say. Well, that was weird, I said when we were a couple of meters away from the tent. Yeah, I guess it was, he said softly. While I was walking, the last words of the fortune teller was sticking out the most to me. It will fight and it will win. You owe me 1,000 in cash, Ryan. Pay now. Jungkook and I sat on the living room floor and were 2 hours into our game of Monopoly. I shook my head firmly. No, I'm not paying this. What the hell are you on about? You have to pay. You landed on my square. So? I said childishly. So, that means you have to pay me. That's literally how Monopoly works. No, it is supposed to work with me winning and you losing. Why the hell are you even good at it? Oh, someone's jealous. Go to hell. Yeah, whatever. Are you going to give me my money or what? No. Alright, fine. I will happily take it off you myself. I widened my eyes in panic. Suddenly, I felt the warmth of Jungkook's hands on my hips as he tried to flip me around. Come on, I said that you lost, he taunted. Never, I yelled out in a battle cry. Jungkook paused for a second, and then suddenly, his fingers dug into my sides, and he started to tickle me. No, stop! I screamed as I struggled for breath. I started to wiggle like a fool. Stop what? So, you think you can steal my money? Jungkook said playfully as he moved his fingers over my stomach. My top had annoyingly ridden up due to all my wiggling, and Jungkook had taken full advantage. I literally can't breathe, I said out as I shook with laughter. Jungkook chuckled and slowly started to ease up his tickles before coming to a stop. I closed my eyes, relieved that I could finally breathe again. Learned your lesson? He taunted. I peeked open my eyes and found Jungkook staring straight back down at me with that smirk on his face. Jungkook was a lot closer than I thought he would be, and I definitely didn't expect his hands to be placed on either side of my head. With my chest still rising and falling dramatically, I watched as the amused look in Jungkook's eyes slowly started to fade into a whole new expression. Swallowing thickly, Jungkook's eyes dropped slowly down the length of my body before returning back to my face. Jungkook cleared his throat softly. Ryan, there is something I need to tell you. Well, this is the end of today's video. The next part will be soon uploaded. Thank you for watching. Bye.